So I had to give you, there's some Facebook Live, a little bit of this before we get into it, from my bro NLB MARVO. Those of you that tuned in, y'all heard a little bit of something that makes you want to move. Man, that's the DCG brothers, man, with G Herbo, man. It's called stuff. But what I love is like, when Keith hears that record, this is the second time he's heard it here on Fusion, man. Keith's going crazy for that record, man. I noticed that I noticed that the monitor went up. The monitor actually went up when you heard DCG, bro.
Yeah, cause I like that beat though. That beat hard. I ain't gonna like that beat hard.
So it's Fusion Radio with Brian Stinson, man, YTS Keys, man, and our guest, man, right here, man, like real talk, man, like I'm so happy we can actually do this because last time we couldn't really do it because, man, like the whole thing with the pandemic and all that stuff, but man, like he's back, man, and he's live in the studio, man.
Yes, sir, yeah.
You know, and appreciate you, man, for co-hosting with us, man, all show, man.
Oh, yeah. It's been a pleasure. You did a good job, too.
Yeah, man, real talk, man. So you're here, man. Before we get into it with your movement, man, I want to celebrate you being properly a 2022 graduate, man. Of course, we know that, man, you know, during the pandemic, it was difficult, man. So I want you to shout your school out because, man, I'm a big fan of that school. Man.
Yeah, man, I just graduated from Kenwood not too long ago, 2022. Go Broncos.
No doubt, man. So take us through that whole high school experience, man. What's some memorable moments that you have, man, from high school and everything?
Man, countless memories of, you know, a lot of stuff. Just a lot of different things, a lot of laughs, a lot of little moments with that. You know, you just go through it. I have to say, like, I really appreciate how the entire school embraced my music when I first came in. You know, I started rapping in 8th grade. It was a bit of a struggle, you know, as I began to keep on going and getting better at perfect the craft. I came in freshman year, and everybody just embraced it. Everybody was ready to hear it, and people was, you know, throwing me support. I'd say, like, they had a lot of events going on for artists. They had a lot of clubs for artists, so I check in with them from time to time. And then, you know, the pandemic, of course, it kind of made things a little hard, made it difficult to focus on school while still doing music and, you know, having my own social life as well. But, you know, I don't know, just thug it out towards the end and make it happen.
For sure. So for the people that's on live and the people that's listening on the radio that's not really familiar with your name, how did you come up with your name?
NLB MARVO. Well, NLB, that stands for Never Lose the Bag. What I can say about that is just, you know, that's just a motto. That's everybody in NLB. We always touch some money. We always have some motion. So that's just kind of our thing. We always got to have some bread coming in. We always got to make something happen for ourselves. And, you know, MARVO, that's my nickname.
That was good, man. So I want to go back to the struggles, man. Like, if you could name me one struggle when you first started off rapping that you had, and then how did you overcome that struggle?
Well, I think, like, one of the original struggles that, one, I'm just starting from scratch. I really started off, like, having two speakers in my phone in the middle just recording. And, you know, I didn't really figure everything out until I had to keep on moving. And then, you know, another struggle was probably I was real young. So, you know, with the lack of experience, the lack of life experience, and, you know, the lack of development in my voice, it was hard to get people to really, you know, take it serious. But as I kept on going and learning how to just flow, because my flow's always been, you know, pretty tight, as I, like, developed it, it just, people started opening it up and started saying, dang, he can really rap. Like, when he talks, he's beyond his years. Like, he don't even sound like he's his age, but he is. You know, sometimes, you know, it'll obviously slip out and figure it out, but a lot of times, like, I try to make it, you know, ahead of his time.
So I want to build on the whole thing you were talking about with your flow, man. Like, describe your flow to someone that's never heard it before. Like, man, what is it?
I like to, like, with my flow, I like to kind of draw from what's already the current climate of the rap industry, but I keep it pretty diverse, like, but it's always going to be different. It's always going to go together. I don't know. It's just, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just music. My mind just goes so many different places, but sometimes it always comes together. I know a lot of people always said I had a really good flow, so I'm just going off what people say. Me, I just do what I do, and then it just comes out a certain way. I guess I could say I draw from certain inspirations, like from Uzi, Herb, I'm trying to think. It's just all type of rap. I don't know. It's very broad. I don't know how to put it in a box, you know?
Okay. So, like, speaking of people like Uzi and Herb and stuff like that, like, in your opinion, when you go listen to music outside of yourself, like, what's 5 people that's in your playlist that you know for a fact, like, yeah, I gotta play some of that?
Right now, I gotta go with, right now it's GMO Stacks, Babyface Ray. I've been kind of rocking with this whole Michigan area rap and Babyface Ray type. You know, that's all kind of sounds like the same type of sound, because it's Oakland, all that. Then I've been falling into Chicago drill. I always been Chicago drill, so any drill rap that's coming up that, you know, is making it happen, I'm always tuning in. And then, dang, I don't know, I just keep it broad from there. I just, whoever's going crazy, Goose Shiesty, ESCG, really. I really rock
I ain't gonna lie. You listen to ESCG? You know who that is?
Yeah.
You know who ESCG is, bro?
Yeah.
What song you got from ESCG?
No, right now I'm drawing a blank, but I do know who you're talking about.
No, like, man.
Yeah. I do.
We gonna listen to some
ESCG guy.
But I do know who you're talking about. I've heard music right now. I'm just drawing a blank, man. Like, I'm gonna bring y'all in here. What's up, man? Like, real talk. This radio show, Real Talk, keeps me so busy with listening to music. From people's albums to their EPs to everything, that sometimes I literally, my head is so overblown with music that sometimes I literally forget, like, a song from this artist. But I absolutely have listened, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
And then, like, just to build on what NLB MARVO was talking about the Detroit scene, like, man, he's like the umpteenth artist that has told me at his age that, man, like, Detroit, this nigga got it going on. You know what I mean?
There right now, they going crazy.
You know what I mean? So, you're here, man, the Fusion Radio with Brian Stinson, man, YTS Keith, man, and our guest, co-host of the hour, man. We're talking to him right now. We talked about earlier in the conversation about him graduating, man, and everything from high school, man. We should graduate. Right now, we're talking about his musical movement, man. So, you brought by 2 singles, man. One is entitled Mask On. The other one is entitled Trap.
Yes, sir.
Talk to us about which one you want to play first and to that.
Man, I think I'm going to go with Trap. So Trap, it's like a melodic song. I think I was just going through a tough time where I was just trying to figure out what I was going to do as my next move. And I felt like sometimes this city traps to try to keep you in certain categories, doesn't allow you to expand. So like, it's like either you know, take that college route and you work that 9 to 5 and you get stuck in that life, or you turn to the streets and you know, live that street life. And I feel like those are both entrapments for me. Like, I don't like either or. I want to just be able to be free and kind of create my own type of situation.
Okay, so before we play the song live on the radio, what was your process like when you really sat down in the studio and you made the song?
I think that it was just me and my homie. We were just listening to the beat, and then it just talked. It's one of those beats that it just talks to you. It was kind of like sounded like a Lil Durk type of vibe, and I don't know. It just talked, and I just went off top, recorded it.
It's Fusion Radio with Brian Stinson, man. Our guest today is the homie NLB MARVO, man. The single Trap, man, is in your ears right now. So NLB MARVO, man, I want to get into, man, if you could open up a show for any artist or artist, man, give us our list of artists that you would do that for.
Oh, that's a good one. Let's see. Gotta go with G Herbo off that. Like I said, ESTG. I got 3 more. That's tough. It's a tough decision because there's so many artists that I'm going through right now. Babyface Ray still gotta put him up there. And I want to Memphis, probably like Gucci Mane, just off that, just off strength of how he act. And Lil Baby, yeah, Lil Baby for sure. I think I could come with something to really compliment his style.
You know, one thing I like about what he said Gucci Mane. He said Gucci right. He said Gucci Mane. Nah, Gucci man. You feel me? A lot of people don't be saying it right. But if you gonna say somebody's name, say it right. Gucci man. You feel me? You gotta say it money.
Oh man, I had a joke, but I'm not gonna say it, man. Like I really did have a joke, but I'm just gonna keep it moving. That was so funny though. That really was so funny how you literally did it.
No,
it's truthful, but it was so funny because I was thinking about people that like they honestly don't say it right.
Don't nobody say it right. Like even when they say his name, like on certain media or like certain people say it, they still don't say it right. Like Gucci man been in the game for a long time, so I don't understand that. But yeah, don't have to play that merch though.
So Street Radio, man, our brother, man, LP Marvo is in the building, man. So I want to go back to something what you was talking about with the trap single, man, and all that stuff. And that's something serious, man. Like I was talking to my mom just recently, man, and she was telling me that one of the relatives that he was having a hard time accepting the fact that his son doesn't want to go to college, you know what I'm saying, like, and all this stuff. And I was telling her, I said, we live in a different time where the youth movement and all that stuff, real talk, man, you guys are looking to be entrepreneurs and so many different things outside of the college experience or work for somebody. You want to be your own boss. Real talk. And I was explaining that to her in different ways, like with the trading, how smart you guys are with that, and just various different things. And so I guess what I want to say is like, how do you, with that fight between what you describe, like the streets and then, the other fights that you have, like, how do you say to yourself, I'm not going to give in to what I know would be like an abundance of money and different things? Like, how do you like seriously like fight off that urge?
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, it's tough because you around everything, so it's like everything you gonna draw from everything. That's why I couldn't really say one thing's right, one thing's wrong. All I can say is just like it is what it is. Choose what you want, deal with the consequences of whatever you decide to choose. And but at the end of the day, I feel like there's a middle ground somewhere between the two where people can draw from one side and draw from the other. And maybe people are looking at the other side so much, saying, oh yeah, they weird, or they're below us, or, a lot of different type of things, and they not understand that there's actually beautiful, creative minds within that. The two cultures that I feel like are in Chicago. And I think that, like, me personally, as I keep that in mind, it keeps me from becoming one-track minded and, not trying to hear something from one, person who try to take that walk of life or somebody who try to take a different walk of life. I feel like I just listen to both and try to figure out my, ideas and what I want to know through that. And that's why, like, when I said, who is you tell me what's wrong or what's right, like, that's really true, because at the end of the day, everybody has their own philosophy, their own way of thinking, their own way of living. So how you gonna know if it is wrong or right? You don't.
Man, it's so like perfectly said, man. So I want to like really, really brag. I'm already like thinking about when you had shared this, how like super proud I was of you. And that was, man, you was featured on the Chicago Rap. Man, like, man, I had the biggest smile on my face just sitting there looking at it. And I was trying to, for a second, like, you didn't know this, like, and I know some of y'all been listening to the show, like, he just be real and candid with, like, what be going on. But, like, I had to bring you in. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, I'm so proud of him, man. And I'm trying to come up with the message to type to you. And it just simply, I just sat there and looked.
Yeah, no, I could tell, man. It was a real thoughtful message, I think.
Yeah, and it's like, anybody that knows that gets a message from me, I message you, like, know that, man, it's absolutely from the heart, number one. Sure. And I've, like, really put a lot of thought into what I want to say because, like, man, like, I remember having you on the first time and just seeing someone promising you and, extending their olive branch as far as from a family standpoint and everything, and just seeing you on that blog, like, people don't know that this radio show, wow, the guests come on this show And I'm so thankful. Me and Keith are so thankful to that. But when we see your movements outside of the interview and different things that come for you, not because you was on this radio show, but because you worked hard and made it happen, like, man, that is so, like, rewarding for me. Like, I'm just going to say it's so rewarding for me, man, to see that, man. And I do this thing where I absolutely have to brag on y'all, man. And like share y'all on the story and let y'all know, man, this is my bro right here, man. I'm Chicago,
I see y'all there every time I'm people.
You know, and everything. And so, like, man, like, how did that whole, like, ordeal of you being featured on Chicago, right? Man, how did that come apart, man?
You know, just the best way to get featured on these pages is just reach out to them. They're going to tell you steps you got to take to move forward if they rock with your wave. And it's all about coming with the right, you know, type of content. And low key, it kind of teaches you how to market yourself when you hit these pages up, because it's all marketing at the end of the day.
No doubt, man.
For sure, though. I want to speak on what he just started off speaking on, like doing certain things show you how to maneuver in this business of music. Like, for instance, when you come on a show, you can't curse. You feel me? We on FM radio, you can't curse. Then when we play these songs, certain parts of these songs get bleeped out because it has cursing in it. So it's like, me personally, how I would take that, I look at it like, maybe when I make my own songs, I should try to find the best way to make songs without cursing. Because with all that bleeping in your song, it's like it's messing with the flow, so the song don't flow like how it should, like if we wouldn't have been playing in a certain type of set. So going through certain things show you how to maneuver, you feel me, as far as in the business. So I like that he said that, though.
And then I want to build on that and say too is that you know, with the radio show and all that stuff, like, we ask you for the music to be clean because it's what the radio station asks us. So we're just being respectful to the radio station and its licensing. Another thing is I've been paying attention to really make it big on some of these, like, huge platforms and all that stuff, you know, the iHeart radios, the Odysseys and all that stuff, like, in order for them to play you, like, your record has to be playing because they're playing your record for millions and millions of people. And so, you know, we use Fusion Radio here as a training ground to, you know, prepare you because we want to see you, you know, on iHeartRadio. We want to see you on Odyssey, you know what I'm saying? We want to see you on those platforms and so many others that's out here, that's huge platforms that are really putting on for artists and all that stuff. So it's not that we're trying to make it, you know, where you can't be on here. It's just we're trying to respect the platform that we're on. You know what I'm saying? So our brother NLB MARVO, man, is here, man. Like, so super geeked up about that, man. Also on your bucket list, man, you got something else that's gonna put a big cheese on my face, man. You got an upcoming album, man.
Yeah,
bro. Talk to me about that.
So my upcoming album, it took a long time to come up with the name, but I think I'm gonna call it Thrill because I feel like there's three ways that I express my art. There's that one side where it's kind of like the more emotional side, the more feeling side, get you in the feelings. I have more stuff that's on like my kind of street aggressive side. And then I also have my deep thought intellectual side where I really convey like my deep messages that I'm working through my mind sometimes. I think like this album, I've been challenging myself to really focus each individual song on like different parts. And then, you know, focus on different parts because like my old music was like a whole bunch of my entire thought process is the same thing, and I didn't really focus it. Now I'm trying to focus it and make each individual way of thought work, I guess.
Exactly, and that goes back into what we were just talking about, going through and doing certain things as far as the music business. You see how you said the way I used to make music was this way, but now with this new album, I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to do that. It's like his process is changing because first off, he probably looking at how his last album did and see what his fans like and what they don't like. Now he also evolved as a man first and as an artist, so his content gonna change regardless. So now his process of going into his new album is way different because it's a certain type of message he's trying to get over now. So I could really relate to that because I'm the same same way. Like I didn't put out like I didn't put out 4 mixtapes as far as like my whole career. Like I ain't never put out like an official album. I didn't put out 4 mixtapes, but every mixtape I tried to get better at certain things, and I tried to express a certain type of tone or a certain type of message in that mixtape. So I definitely understand as far as like your practice of evolving as a musical artist. You feel me? That definitely makes sense.
Man, so this project, man, you got a tentative date for when it's gonna drop, man?
I can't give y'all a day right now. All I can say is it's probably gonna be in the next year because I'm putting a lot into this.
That's what's up, man. So, like, over your time of being an artist, man, what's the best advice that you've been given that you could share with somebody else that, man, they're saying, man, I want to go into this, man. I want to take it. I see NLB, MARVO, I see all them guests that Brian Simpson and Matthias Keys have down there, man. I want to do that.
I think the best thing you could do is one, understand the business side, and two, be able to adapt because you need to be able to respond to criticism and take the criticism and adapt to that criticism so that you can become a better artist. Every day, even in the songs that I have right now, and I know I can get better. Even though, you know, my audience might really enjoy my music, I know that I can make it better. I know that I can get better on the mixing side. I know I can get better lyrically. I know I can get better with my delivery every single day. So when I send this music out to people and they give me their feedback, I take my criticism. And I think that is what really propels me to become a better artist and makes every single song I drop become better and better.
No doubt, man. And then I want to get into something too, man. Musically, with you, man, is you sent me, man, this fire reel on Instagram today, man. We gotta direct people to check out that new reel that you dropped, man. Talk to us about that new reel.
Yeah, man. I just came out with a new single, Back Again. And I'm going in. The last couple of songs I've been dropping, I've been really just talking. I've been going crazy. I can't say the other word on air, but talking about you know how.
Yeah, talking your itch.
Yeah. So, you know, that's really what I'm on right now until I drop this album, and then, you know, we're gonna be shooting videos, music videos definitely coming through on my album for everybody who listens.
So I want to piggyback on something that the last time I had you on Fusion, we was doing a whole virtual thing because we couldn't be in the studio. Right. And that's, man, you're ambitious to do a lot of good in the hood through community work, man. Talk to me about where did that come from?
No, it's just like I grew up. I feel like it almost felt like my mindset is not how everybody else might. Like, of course, everybody in Chicago has that mindset of if it comes down to it, you gotta defend yourself, you gotta protect yourself. But for some reason, I feel like the way things are going and the way things have been going is it's cool. Like the music's cool. We talk, and we say what we say. But at the end of the day, it can get a little sad. Like the mentality that we have. Like we have that mentality of either we got the one side of okay, cool, go to college, do this, do that, live that white collar life sort of. You got your blue collar people who they own a little group. And then you got your people that's in the street. And I feel like if these three groups had conversations with each other, really sat down with each other and figured stuff out, we would really, what am I trying to say? Just move forward. We would probably, a lot of the problems we have right now, a lot of the division that we have right now, wouldn't be there. Because that's really what everything stems from.
Okay. So, what was I going to say? Like, if you could though, like, as far as like right now, who would you like try to partner with to try to make that happen though, as far as like making a change in the state?
Man. Honestly, I can't say that I can really choose anybody. It's just, if you feel like you want to work and do this together, we can get it done. Whatever y'all want to create, whatever ideas, I'm open to all ideas, and I'll come in and I'll help out and I'm endorsing it. I can't say that right now I have enough knowledge and enough wisdom to kind of go in and set certain things up because I'm still learning myself about how the world works and how everything's going on. But if you feel like you have something that you want to do and you feel like it's going to benefit and you want to talk to me, you want me to get involved, I'll get involved because I have no problem with that. And then I think just things like this, like sit-down conversations, podcasts, radios, all that, I think if you have any of those, let's lock in. That's how I feel about that. Because I think conversations is what really creates, better people, better environments, a better future.
Okay. So I want to jump back into your music career as far as right now, but one thing I want to ask is, like, what's your end goal as far as making music? Like, I know a lot of people say, I want to make a lot of money, or I want to tell my story, or like things like that. But as far as you personally, like, what do you want to get out of music, making music?
I want to gain the influence to not only change the industry, but have a positive effect on everybody. Like, and put people in better positions than what they are in before. I guess kind of like give kind of a form of guidance. Because right now, I talk with everybody, like, and sometimes I enjoy making it. But I think as I evolve, I want to be able to kind of shift into just empowering people, helping people, and letting people use my music as a way to understand what's going on in their life.
Okay. So I'm gonna give you a theoretical question. I just want to see where your head is. So I'm an A&R for a record label, and it's you and it's another artist. The other artists really don't matter, but it's you and another artist. What sets you apart and makes you different, or what makes you significant enough for me to give you the bag, for me to want to do business with you, to make you a part of the team, to push you up to be a better artist? Why should I take my time and put my effort into you?
I think that personally, like, if we talking citywide, my sound, I try to make it completely different from everybody else. Because my whole thing is creating a different sound for the city, creating a different sound for the future of the city. And, shedding light on more artists than just the drill artists. Maybe there's artists that just want to sing. Maybe it's artists that just want to have their melodic music. Maybe it's some artists that have, like, hop on the Yeet vibe, the Uzi vibe. I just want, like, I guess my music, it basically combines everything and makes one big, I don't know how to explain it, but, like, different type of genre of music, because I throw the Chicago sauce on it, but I might hop on a Yeet beat. So it's like, just changing up, trying to make sure I stay different and stay moving forward with the sound.
For sure, I get what you're trying to say. Like, you trying to make a whole nother vibe, a whole nother way as far as the city of Chicago. So that's a good point, but that's something I definitely would try to, in some type of way, tap into and try to see what's to and like what's your progress with that. Because if you could actually come up with a different wave and a different stigma for the city, a lot of people gonna jump on it. Of course, you're gonna be the pioneer of it, but once it take off, you can change the whole generation of artists that's gonna end up coming out this city. And you could actually make it better for our city, and you could probably end up creating something that'll actually bring more people to the city. Because I just don't understand how Chicago is one of the biggest cities in the United States, and we ain't got no record labels there.
For sure, and I think that's...
We ain't got no record labels there, like, at all. We just as big as ATL, like New York, LA, stuff like that. We just as big as far as the city, but why don't they come in? Because they maybe, I don't know, why do you think that, man? Why do you think they don't come in to Chicago?
Honestly, I don't have an answer to that, man. I really don't. I don't have an answer.
I think there's like a level of fear and lack of understanding for the city. And then, everybody's whole main thing is let's get out of Chicago. So it's like, with that mentality, how is somebody going to want to go here? And that's what I kind of want to change too. Like, I see what you're doing with your record label, and I'm trying to start my own record label. It's just all about, I want to get organized with it and get it all together, because I have a group, but it's just getting it all together and making it happen and having those different pieces working together. And I see what you're saying though, no record labels yet. I thought about that too. I just feel like it's all about on us, like people like me and you who really got a vision for this and really want to see it happen, to put in that work and do our research and create what we got to create, so that Chicago can be one of those cities where it's known for, oh, we got this record label here, we got this record label here. Because that's all it is. Half the time when you look at the history of rap, it's just that one person in the city that says, you know what, let's shut up shop right here.
For sure. Well, I heard you say you want to set up your own record label in some type of way and do your own thing. One piece of advice that I could give to you that I learned so far is like trying to put my team together and like bring it all together. Learn how to, cause I don't know if you necessarily know how to do it or not, I'm just saying in general, but learn how to juggle personalities and bring everybody together. And what I mean by that is, we all look at certain things a certain type of way, just based off how we came up, how we was raised, and stuff like that. Different like ideologies that we have. So understand, you the head of the snake, so to speak. Like you head hunter, like everything like starts with you, and then you have the people under you. Learn how to make sure that everybody feels important and everybody has a voice in some type of way, and everybody has a say so. But you know how to juggle all the different personalities and stuff like that. Like for instance, like with me and bro, this is a good show because we know how to communicate and we know how to talk to each other. If there's something he don't like, he a voice to me, or if there's something I don't like, I'm a voice to him. Or if he feel like we should do this differently, he gonna say it. And if I feel like certain things should be different, we gonna just say it. But we gonna also compromise though at the end of the day. It's not gonna be so much, whatever he say go, whatever I say go. We gonna try to work in the middle and try to make it conducive for everybody. So if you gonna try to put your team together and try to make a record label, understand that it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a lot of juggling personality. But once you get your formula and you find the best pieces, because it's going to be a lot of people you try to put in tune,
and they not really it.
It's not really, they not going to fit.
That's how we feel.
So you just got to find the right pieces for your puzzle, and when you put it together, you're going to win.
Yeah, and I feel like even in making these record labels and bringing these pieces of puzzle together, that's how we create waves when you bring those people together. Now we got, say, your stuff, we got your buzz, I got my buzz, and boom, we bring those together. Now we got a wave just like that, because there's so many different audiences coming together looking at these artists. I feel like that's really what these labels do, these bigger labels do, like Atlantic and all those, Def Jam. They just create a whole bunch of different artists, and they, boom, take all those audiences and put them together and create those numbers.
Exactly, but that's like even the same thing as far as like making good music. Like we could sit down in the studio right now. You gonna have your own type of sauce of how you want to make music, and I'm gonna have my own type of sauce. So it's like whatever you bring to the table, I'm gonna bring what I bring to the table. And when we put it together, we gotta find some type of way to make it sound good. Cause you might want to flow on the song one type of way, but it might not be the best way to flow on the song. You know what I mean? So it's like when we do come together, or just in general, you come together with anybody to try to do something, you just gotta find the best way for all of y'all to come together.
And be in sync.
Exactly.
I hear you. And that's kind of, I feel like that's really what the beauty of music is. That's what I really have a passion for in the music, is making everything come together. Like just taking this person, saying, oh yeah, I can take this person, I can throw him on the track with him, and they can make a banger together with this beat. Like I'm addicted to it, kind of. It's like addiction to creation, kind of. And that's another thing where I remember you had asked, somebody asked me, like, what is my main goal? And I think that's really what I would end up doing. Like, for fun, even if I stop rapping, I'm going to still continue to take this artist and that artist and put them together, and boom, make a hit.
Because that's what a lot of people fail to realize, too, though. Is like, just because you start off as one thing, that don't mean you can't transition into another part of the business. Because it's all different type of aspects as far as like making music. Like you don't have to necessarily be the person on the mic or the person making the song. Like you could be a ghostwriter and still be a part of the music and still be around and do the same things that the artist does. You just in the background. So that's cool. I like that. What about you, Bonnie? You want to get on the label and make these hits?
Man, I want to continue to remember to press these buttons because there was another deep conversation there that I was just absorbing. You notice I actually got my pen in my hand now. Class is in session. Got my pen. Taking my notes over here, man.
No, it's just when artists collab and it's a certain type of collab, and you sharing thoughts and ideas bouncing off one another, like that's conducive. Because it might be something that I might say that changed his life or changed his outlook on something. And then certain things he done said that it made me look at certain things differently. You feel me? It's just all bouncing off ideas. Like, for example, one of the artists on my label, like, he know about, bro, his name Duke Da Vinci. Like, Duke Lou Da Vinci didn't change me so much as far as being an artist is because he pushed me. He pushed me to do different things. He pushed me to go outside of my box. So he made me look at. He always tell me, "You're not a rapper. You're an artist."
Right.
So whenever you do get to the point where you make your team and you start putting your people together, bring people around you that want to see best for you, and don't bring yes men around you. Like have somebody that's gonna tell you about yourself.
Tell you that is.
Exactly. Not around everybody when everybody like that tell you about yourself, but somebody that's gonna put you to the side like, nah, bro, that ain't it. Or somebody that's not just gonna tell you your music good because that's your homie. Somebody that's gonna tell you, nah, that ain't it. Scratch that. Let's do that again.
For sure. That's real. You need those real people in your corner to tell you when you're going wrong or what's going wrong or what's messing up. Because when you don't have that, that's when you lose your development. That's when you can't develop. That's when you just stay in one bubble.
Exactly. Because a lot of people don't be like acceptive of like criticism either. You feel me? Like they feel like if you tell them about themselves or you tell them this ain't good, they get discouraged and stuff like that. No, you're supposed to take that as motivation and you should want to get better because of that. Like I always tell my homies, like, tell me if that ain't it. So I could go back and revamp it and try to do it differently. You feel me? Don't just tell me it's good because you're my homie and you want to be on my good side. No, like you said, how can I never get better?
Bro.
Exactly.
Give it to me straight, don't give it at all. And that's how I think. I tell everybody that.
Social media wise, man, how can they follow the bro, man, NLB MARVO, man?
Man, I got MARVO NLB. I think that's my Twitter, man. I flipped through so many accounts on there. But you can really reach me on Instagram at NLB MARVO. My YouTube, NLB MARVO. I got a little whole topic thing. You can look me up on YouTube. My Snapchat, I'm in the works of changing that name, but right now it's Mars Squad. I named when I was a kid. You know when that word was big. But and then on Facebook, you get at me NLB MARVO too. They got my other account, but I got it blocked.
That's what's up, man. So you brought back one last single, man, Mask On, man. What should we know about Mask On?
Mask On. Hey, it's just I wanted to make something that everybody kind of relate to, and it's real. It's like it kind of shows the realities of the street, like kind of like what really goes down. I like to in my music. I don't like to fake it. I don't like to beat around the bush. Anything that I know and I know that how it goes, I'm gonna say it straight up, so that people who aren't around that know, so that people who are around that know. I like to kind of say things to make sure everyone can understand. Like if I make a song about moving, getting more money or getting out of that life, the people that are in the life can understand that. But also the people that are out of the life can also understand that. People who are in the life can understand, it's just vice versa. That's how I explain it. I know I'm going on a tangent, but
no, man.
It's like making sure that everybody can understand the music that comes out.
Man, you're explaining it in a way from an artist standpoint that us, the listener, can understand, man.
For sure.
So, man, like for the umpteenth time, man, so proud of you, man. I really am, man. You put a big smile on my face when I see you being great all the time. You and Keith, man. Like through this radio show, man, like my family is getting larger and larger. I'm getting like a family of brothers is getting larger and larger. Like,
yes,
and I absolutely love it, and I'm absolutely super proud of both of you, and will forever have love and support for you, man.
Man, appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it, man. I appreciate the opportunity to brought me out here, man. Sure.
No doubt, man.
Love to WIT, love to Fusion Radio.
No doubt, man. It's Fusion Radio with Brian Simpson and YTS Keys, man, our guest, man, who also co-hosted with us on the show, man, NLB MARVO, man. Mask On is in your ears right now.